Here we are in my fish room. Gonna show you guys how to do a proper water change. I already started because I forgot to start the video, but I'm gonna show you guys how it goes. First thing, before you start, turn everything off. I have the light plugged into something else, so if I turn that off, the light stays on and I can still see what's going on. Okay? Turn your lights off. Everything should be stopped. The heater should be off. Everything should be off. Alright. Now I'm going to show y'all the next step here in a second. Okay. Before you start siphoning the water out, just scrub your glass. I don't do this every single time I do a water change, but if you want it to be like super clean, you know, just scrub the inside with your little scrubby pad all the way around. All the way around, boom, boom. Let all that stuff that you're knocking off the glass fall to the bottom. Okay? Keep doing just like that all the way around. Okay, after you get your glass scrubbed off, sorry for the hard water stains. I'm switching this tank out very soon. You got your gravel vac here. I did an extension on mine, and my tank's deeper, but that's the gravel vac. It goes right into the bucket. Some people have to suck at the end of the tube to get this water flowing. The style that I do is I just bounce it up and down, just like that, and it starts the siphon. Okay, now I start sucking up all the nasties. Start sucking up all that nasty stuff. Look at that. Oh yeah. All that fish poop and whatnot. I keep my tanks bare bottom just so it makes it easier for cleanup. And I breed fish, so look at all that nasty stuff. So anyways, keep going around the tank. Get all that nasty stuff up. Just go around the tank. Oh, red terror. It's my male red terror right there. Anyway, so you just keep sucking the stuff up. Just like that. See that? Nice and easy. Get all that stuff from back there. Oh yeah. You want to keep an eye on your bucket too. You don't want to let it overflow. What I do is, before it starts getting too high, I grab the hose, put it in the other bucket. Let that one start filling up. Get all that crap out of there. Just like that. So, oh yeah, look at all that. Goodness. Okay. After I get all this gravel, all this fish poop and stuff picked up, I'll show you the next step. Okay, let me show you what I got going on here. Since I have a pretty big tank, it takes me a while to do it. I don't empty the tank by buckets. It's too much. It's hard work. So what I do is I got a pump. I got a pump in there that's pumping the water out of here. You don't need this pump. It just makes it 3 times faster, 10 times faster. But if you just have a regular hose, you could just start a siphon with your hose, and then. But I use a pump and I hook it up to the bottom. Boom, turn it on. Anyway, so I hook up the hose. I got it clamped up there because you don't want that to fall. Anyway, so you got the hose. Then the hose runs. You got the hose running all the way around. Boom, boom, coming out here. And then right into the bathtub. Look how fast it's coming out. That's pretty fast. It's pumping a lot of water. And you see, like, so that's how I do it. Got the water draining. So yeah, that's how I get the water out of my tanks. If you don't have a hose, you could just use your gravel vac and then just keep siphoning it out into buckets and then dumping it out. It's hard, you know, it's just hard work. This is the easy way. So anyway, I'll show you the next step after I'm done. After I get it to the level that I want. Oh yeah, one more thing. While I'm doing this, I'm going to show you how okay, I'll just pause it for a second because I can't do it with both hands. With just one hand. But I'll show you in a second. Okay, well I got my tank emptying out. I go to my filters. I got hang on the back filters, right? My filters have dual filter pads, one on each side. You don't want to clean both of them at the same time. Like each one has 2 filter pads. Clean one from the side of this one and one from the side of that one. And I have one here. What you're gonna do is, this is where people mess up all the time. You do not clean this in sink water. Do not clean this in sink water. You will mess up your beneficial bacteria. Okay, what you want to do is you want to put it in your tank. This is the water that I sucked out originally for all the fish poop. Put it in here. What you're gonna do is, with your other, you know, with 2 hands, you're just gonna pat it and get all the nasty stuff off of it in this water. Do not use sink water. Anyway, so you tap it like this and get it real clean in this water. Okay, and you can see it's getting like really cloudy. All the stuff is coming off that filter pad. Boom. And look at that. Nice and clean, and your beneficial bacteria is still inside the filter pad. These filter pads, I make them myself. I save a lot of money. I'll show you guys in the next time how I do that. But yeah, remember, just do one from each filter. If you got 2 dual filters, just do one from this one and one from this one. Leave the other one the way it is. Okay? If you just have one, just clean one side. Don't clean both sides, because you can crash your tank. Crashing means that you have cleaned the filter too much and now it can't handle your fish waste. Okay? Alright. I dumped the 2 buckets that had all the nasty stuff in here. So letting that drain. Do 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 do. Hey, Luna. Oh my God. It is raining. Oh, that's not focusing. There it is. It's raining out there. Here's my other tank. I'll do a water change in this one here in a second. Those are my red islatums. Islatums. That's my female. That's my male. That's another male. That's another one. He's just not colored up. Yeah. I love this tank. Anyways, I'll be back in a sec. Alright, we're back. I'm probably at 75%. I could go a little lower, but I got stuff to do today. Anyway, so I got the water pretty much empty, so I'm about to turn off the pump. Okay, stop the siphon. Got the siphon stopped now. Put this back on. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off. And now I'm gonna take my hose. It has this at the end of it, which is the adapter to hook up to my faucet. Okay, and I'm gonna hook this up to my faucet. I'll show you how I do that. Okay, I got it hooked up. What I usually do is I let this run for a minute with this side closed, and I let it run for a minute, and I let it. You never know what's in your water, so I make sure I let it run for a minute. This side closed. You don't want this water to get into your tank without you treating it first. Okay, so on the coldest setting, my water is always at 81 degrees, and that's what I keep my tanks at, so I don't worry about matching the temp too much. That's the temp I keep my tanks at. But your water may be different, so what you do is you get your thermometer. I just have a regular thermometer, and then what I do is I basically it's hard to do with one hand. Anyway, so get your thermometer, turn it on, and then you take your temp as it's running, see where it's at. See? My temp my water's running really hot, so I'm going to let it run for a minute until it gets all that hot water out of the system, because it's hot here in Florida. Anyway, so let the water run for a minute till you get it to your temp that you'd like. You just move the handle to the middle of the sink, or the faucet. You get it to the temp. Now, while the reason why you want it to be the same temp as this water is because you don't want to shock your fish. That's not good. You want to keep it the same temperature. Anyways, where am I at? Okay. So now I'm getting ready to fill the tank. I didn't remove the pump because the water will just flow right through the pump until I leave all that connected just the way it is. Okay, so let me go get my sink and stuff ready to go, and then I'm going to show you how I do my treatment. Okay, now before I start filling it, I'm going to add the treatment first. When you're doing it like this, I'm doing it with a hose. So I'm going to add the treatment straight to the tank. If you're doing it by bucket, you're filling your tank with buckets, you add your treatment to the bucket. However many, these are 5-gallon buckets, so that's how much treatment you're going to add to that bucket. Some treatments are different. A drop per gallon, so you're going to add 5 drops. It just depends what kind of treatment you got. Prime, Safe, Aqueon, whatever, Anyways, I use this stuff, which is the best in my opinion, and it saves you a lot of money, and it's awesome. Anyway, so for my tank, I have to use 2 quarter teaspoons of this of Safe. 2/4 teaspoons of this into my tank. Why? Because you want to treat the volume, the whole volume of the tank. So 2/4 teaspoons of this will cover the whole volume of the tank. Okay? So here we go. Let me try to do it one hand. Okay, that's one. Drop it in. Here's another one. Boom. Drop it in. Okay, now your treatment's in. Now you can start filling it back up. Now I've had this water running for a minute. Make sure it's not too hot. So now what you're gonna do is open up this side and close this side. I hate this hose. I'm gonna get me a different hose too. It kinks up so easily. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so excuse my mess. Anyways, so I'm gonna let that fill up. So right now, I turn the water back on that way. And now we're filling the tank back up. So yeah, treat the tank first before you start adding water. You don't want none of that chlorine and whatever that nasty stuff that's in your sink water to get into that tank, because that will kill your fish and kill your beneficial bacteria that your tank have been working so hard and so long to build. All this algae and all that stuff that's in there, that's good stuff for your tank. That keeps your tank levels nice and everything. And speaking of that, if you're serious about your fish tank hobby, get you one of these. A master test kit. The paper is backwards. But get you a master test kit. It will save your fish's lives. Anyway, so now it's filling. So remember, if you're doing it by bucket, treat your bucket first and then add it to the tank. Make sure your temperature is right. If you're doing it with a hose or a Python hose or whatever kind of hose, treat the tank first, full volume of the tank, then you start filling it up. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, tank is almost filled. It's just about there. I just turned on the filters. Let me go shut the water off real quick. Okay, so water's off, tank is filled, filters are running. One tip of advice, I don't know what kind of filters you use, but make sure you pre-fill them before you turn them on. Just because you got your tank filled does not mean that your filters are filled. So what I do is I get my pitcher, because these filters hold a lot of water, so I just use a pitcher, and then I pour the water in the back on both of them until they start overflowing into the tank. Water from the tank, not sink water. I scoop water from the tank and I put it in the back of the filter. And then when it's done filling, then I plug it in, I turn it on. And I plugged in everything, the heater, everything. So tank is running right now. They got fresh water, fish are happy. And yeah, so right now everything's running good. Let me wrap this up. Let me get the hose out of the way and then I'll finish up. Alright, bye. Okay, so water change is complete. I hope you guys learned something from this video or enough, to know how to do a proper water change. on a fish tank so your fish can stay healthy and grow. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And if you like what I'm doing, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll have more videos coming out soon. Alright, bye.